Hi, I am Maruf bin Rafiq, a cinematographer and a filmmaker, and I've shot and directed the Ekoda Originals experimental short film, FLOWSTATE. I wanted to create something very minimal yet impactful and fun to watch. So the idea of FLOWSTATE brewed as I was brainstorming on different approaches. I knew that I would be implementing just one character in one location and probably with zero dialogues. And step by step the concept of the film came into fruition. As creative people, we don't often find creativity or inspiration when we are looking for it. Rather, I would say we find inspiration in the most random things in our day-to-day life that ignites the spark of creativity. Well, at least that's what I've personally experienced. In this film, as the character do the dishes, which is of course a boring task for him, he subconsciously vibes with the sounds of the water drops hitting the utensils in various ways, creating music through his perspective as a musician. So eventually it hits him and a new melody emerges which he translates through his instrument. Also, I wanted to create this metaphor of flow state as we see the tap water running and his creativity flowing. The phone signifies a symbol of distraction, how it steals our attention from the real things in life and kind of hypnotizes us in wasting so much time scrolling mindlessly. Well, I'm a victim of it too, so I thought, why not implement that in the film in a cool way. Well, I'm a big fan of good and impactful sound design in films. Something that adds so much more to the style and narrative of storytelling. So this time I took the opportunity to get my hands on the process. I got myself a small Zoom stereo recorder and just kept on experimenting, recording sounds of water in 1,000 different ways. I also learned some technical things online and from fellow artists who knows way more about sound than I do. And so I recorded the sounds and edited them in ways to fit the style and emotion I wanted to convey. It's not perfect, but I feel it's decent enough to convey what I initially intended to. Flow state as defined by Google is a state of deep immersion and focus in an activity that one loses track of time or external distractions. So coming to our film, the protagonist at a point of time just snaps into that zone and enjoy the creative energy so much that he literally loses track of time as the daylight changes to nighttime in a single shot. That was the motive behind that in-camera transition. Also, to add to it, finally we see the tap water still running by the end of the film. Kind of like it inspired the creative spark in him that led to the flow state. So it was like the visual representation of his flow state. The most challenging scene to shoot in this film would be the day to night transition shot. We had a very limited lighting equipment to our disposal, so we had to come up with some DIY tricks to get it done in camera and of course giving the finishing touches in post-production. Overall, it was fun experimenting. For this shoot, I kept it very minimal. I used the Sony a7 IV with Sigma 16mm f1.4 and Sony 50mm f1.8 lenses. Lighting setup was one Godox SL60W, one Godox RGB tube and a mini RGB pocket light. And yes, Zhiyun VVLS gimbal and magic arm. That's it. Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you haven't already watched our short film Flow State, go check it out in our YouTube channel Ekoda Productions and feel free to comment your feedback over there. Do subscribe to our YouTube channel if you like the short film because there's more coming up soon. Thank you and see you in the next video.